Hello, welcome back to SDS, and the Premier League season is officially over. So it's been a good season for SDS. If you guys have been around this whole season, or if you guys joined along the way, thank you very much. Let us know what you think about the season. It's been a great one. This is my favorite season. You know, we've seen the debuts of Lias who had this season as well. You know, we've seen the debut of Fuiz. We had the World Cup in the middle. We've had we moved to the studio. You know, so it's been a really good season.
I think 200k.
Yeah, 200k. You know what I mean? So hopefully, yeah, huh?
Hit $1 million a person.
Million yours.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, but I was trying to keep it on SDS.
It's all in brand. It's all in brand.
That dick riding is crazy. Dick riding is crazy.
We started the episode of a bang. We back, baby.
57 seconds in. There we go.
I was complaining I was tired. That woke me up. There you go. Fair enough.
There we go. So, because the season is over, we're staying on topic. All videos this week is mostly about like this season and all that stuff. But this video, as you can see by the title, is our end of season awards, the SDS awards. We have different categories. The categories are we're giving an award to the best player this season, the best young player, best manager, best signing, the overachieving team of the season, underachieving team of the season, flop signing of the season, the breakout star, and the most memorable game of the season.
I can't lie, for one, I'm finally happy there's no Prem roundup.
I said the same thing. Honestly, that's a round of applause, bro.
I mean, we could have done one for the last weekend, but I was like, you know what?
I've had enough, man.
Apart from relegation battle,
I've had
much
enough.
to talk about.
I've honestly had enough.
It's because you're a La Liga fan. We're going to do a Liga roundup.
No, it's cool. No, it's fun. It's nice. It's cute. But I've had enough, man.
Nah, it's true. I agree with you, bro.
two and a half hours, bro.
And no, we talk about it all the time too. We do it for you guys, right? Like we do it because the audience likes it so much.
For real. But yeah, Premier League roundup will be back next season. We're gonna probably just repackage it and find out different ways to make it to happen. But with this video and topic we're doing today with the awards, feel free to get involved in the comments. So literally, you've seen all the categories now. So I want you guys to put in the comments all your winners for each category, because I want to see what you guys have to say. If you agree with us, if you disagree with us, let us know. But we're going to do our one and we're going to discuss. So hopefully we see what differences we have. I think quite a few of them we might have some of the same names, but some of them will get some different ones, and I want to hear what we're going to say. So the first one, we're going to start with a big one. Best player. This one I think maybe should be almost unanimous. Hopefully,
I think that's the only one.
But at least we're going to talk about, discuss, and why you've put this player as best player, because this one, otherwise we could just say the name and just move on to the next one. I don't want to do that. I want to give people some content, so we're going to discuss.
Cool, the first one, let's just keep moving on to the next one.
Let's discuss why this player is the best player, because the whole season's finished now.
Record breaking season, debut season. He comes in and makes the Premier League look like the Bundesliga, bro. Literally Farmers League. People said after that first game against Liverpool, can he do it?
The Community Shield, yeah.
Darwin Núñez, he's got one of it. And then that little smile he made, that smile, he knew, bro. From that smile, he knew it's going to be a long day for everyone. Look at it, bro.
Does anyone not have Haaland?
Nah, I have Haaland.
Do you have Haaland?
Of course I have Haaland, bro.
No, but what for?
This guy tried to be different. This guy tried to be
Haaland,
bro. You come on.
I almost considered Kane. Considering what he's doing.
He's not the best player in the league this year. He's had a great season, bro.
In a much worse team. I'm just saying. I thought about it.
Kane
and then my
have been my
senses
second.
came to me and I said Haaland, of course. You can't ignore that. I mean, what he's done this year, debut season to come in and break the record. To break the record in the manner that he did as well. I feel like so destructive. The amount of games where he's scoring hat-tricks, the streaks he was doing, he's making the Premier League look foolish in a sense. The fact that we even... and I'm not saying forget like people who are completely writing him off, but I think people are saying... even if he hits 2025, that'll be a nice debut season.
Of course, yeah.
Nobody predicted breaking records, and it's the manner that he's done it in as well. You can't deny it, bro. Worth every penny. And that's the other thing as well that slept on. The fee that got spent on him. What was it? 65
peanuts,
million?
bro. 55, 50, 60.
It doesn't even get spoken about
Peanuts.
Like how
I mean, that's the price we were quoted, bro. Let's talk about it.
Listen, it was a release as well.
If we're talking about the underlying numbers and all that stuff.
Raiola was
It's different, but the price that they pay.
Yeah, of course.
Well, you know, money's worth with that.
You know, Dortmund. I mean, they rejected a bid from Chelsea for like 100 million the year before because the buyout clause didn't activate till the next summer. So Dortmund actually chose to sell him for less money, basically on their own terms.
What makes it worse that we wanted him, but we were going all in for Mbappe, and the moment Mbappe rejected us, he then decided already that he's going there. Oh my God, Perez on that one.
And that was the thing. It was like I felt like the options were all his to kind of pick where he wanted to go. And now I feel like he's come into the Premier League, and I'll be honest, I don't think he's going to be one of these guys that stays at City for the rest of his life. This is I'm coming here for 3-4 years. I'm coming to dismantle this league, set new records and levels that aren't going to be reached, and then I'm dipping to Madrid. And I'm going to do what Mbappe was supposed to do 2-3 years ago. That's what I feel like his plan is.
His thing is the Champions League, right? He loves the Champions League. He just wants to win. Like, he's won the league now, but because the whole thing is Champions League, so I think he just wants to go win more and more Champions Leagues.
Bro, he's got already more goals at 22. Is it 22? 22. He's got more goals than the legends, R9. I don't think he's got more goals than TT yet. But
I think he might have surpassed him, bro. Eto'o, Kaka, Rooney.
Eto'o, I know.
He surpassed all
in
of
the
them,
Champions
bro.
League.
Bro, and he's 22, bro. He was making numbers all the way back in Salzburg. Yeah. That's how good he was.
Hat-trick on his Champions League debut.
That's when obviously we all properly first saw him, and because he was in Liverpool's group, and he scored in, I think, almost like every game in that group stage. And I was like,
and I remember even when that year happened, I was like, let him get that next move. Let's see what he's about. Because I think was it his Norway debut as well. He had
Norway debut,
some ridiculous amount of goals. I can't remember 5 or 6 or something like that. And I was like, this kid is a bit of a weird freak. I was like, but let's keep an eye on him. Dortmund, he just carried on doing the same thing.
Those
and
goals
it was
for Dortmund was against PSG.
That knockout,
he scored 2 against
hear the
them.
sound,
that top corner.
Like it's
and
ripping.
you just knew there was something coming, and you almost felt like, all right, Premier League, this might be the one that tests him. You know, we got the big centre backs, we got the powerful strength in the league. First, was it 2nd or 3rd week? Crystal Palace defender came to him. He pressed him against his head.
Bro. Yeah.
One came running the other way, just bounced off him. He said, these are the Donnies. Please, man.
I think the thing with Haaland too, right, is I actually said at the start of the season, I think that it's going to take City adapting to him and him adapting to City. And if they do it successfully, I said I think he'll break every record in this league. But the thing is, he's broken records in this league. And for most of this season, I don't think they've really adapted. City this whole season.
February.
Yeah, the City this whole season have kind of been in transition, figuring it out, figuring how to get everyone involved. And Haaland, despite everyone saying the City team was the worst in Pep's tenure at City, he just kept scoring and scoring, bro. And now the team is flying and the goals are still there. Man.
And that's how good he is. Like the first, when he scored 20, 25 goals, people were saying, City better without him. But then what he did is like, you know what, cool. Let me at least improve on my build-up game, my holding, my passing. Look at him now, but the last 2 months, bro, City's better because of what he's done.
The game against Arsenal, I said it. I called it even before he scored the goal at the end. He missed so many chances that game. I said this is a complete number 9 performance from Erling Haaland, bro. It was his best game overall of the season.
Like De Bruyne was overrunning him, like he was dropping him deep, and you see what he was doing in that game. I was going to point out that game. Obviously, Haaland is our best player of the season. We all got him unanimously. But I want to give a couple minutes to any other honourable mentions. Obviously, you mentioned Kane.
Harry Kane.
I think Kane definitely deserves mention. 30 goal Premier League season is not a joke, by the way.
Yeah, that's serious.
I think 26 separate games as well.
Yeah, and I think that broke a record as well. I think that was a record as well.
Equal the end equals record.
Yeah, equal the record of the most different games to score.
It's crazy, bro.
12 game winners within that as well. It's like, I think, I can't remember the amount.
Yeah, because a lot of people have been saying, it's just consolation goals. But what you just said, 12 game winners. Like,
and then it's like
that's a lot of points. That's a lot of points.
The amount of times he scored the opening goal for us. I don't know if it's the opening goal in the game, but the opening goal for us. For me, I can only imagine where Spurs would have been this year. Like, we laugh at Chelsea and all that. We would have been involved in a relegation scrap had he not been there.
Facts.
For so long, I felt like he's papered over cracks. And this year was almost the ultimate. With Conte's system not really flourishing the second season bounce, then the turmoil after obviously he left, he still some way, somehow kept plugging along. And for me, I said last year when he had the City move fall through and everything, and mentally he bounced back that second half of the season, I said, no matter what manager you play under this guy, no matter what system you
no matter
put
what
him
team
in,
he plays for, he'd score 30 goals for Bournemouth, bro.
Yeah. And the thing is, his game is so not reliant on pace or build up or you
system,
guys create for me.
Anything,
you don't create for me, I'll drop deep and create for us.
Yeah.
And then if you don't give me just one chance, I'll score that as well. So for me, I think if you're talking pound for pound, what a player has brought to their team,
and the big
I agree with that point.
Has to be in the mention. Haaland is clear gone on the way.
It's a joke, yeah.
But it's only that kind of freak of nature, what is avoiding us giving
The
it to a
biggest
player
example
like
of that, give me one chance, that's it, is the game that comes to my mind straight away. It's the Brighton game where you man robbed it.
Right, makes
Oh,
sense.
yeah.
We were awful that
Robbed
game.
it. Bro, and he
2-1.
looked nowhere to be seen.
Good times.
I know Lias misses him. I know you missed Stellini because he's the cookie.
He's a good dude.
You're a good dude, man. For a few weeks, bro. That agenda was cooking with
But after
fist
that,
grease.
after that, it was going downhill. It did good. And he was nowhere to be seen. He was nowhere to be
Yeah, trying to be
seen.
like, yo, don't mention me. I was like,
Here's the thing.
you come
Here's
forward.
the thing, bro. I wasn't a Stellini fan. I was a Conte hater. It could have been Faisal in charge of Tottenham. I'd be calling for him, bro.
But no, that game, he looked nowhere to be seen. And then gets one chance inside the box. Bad man finish.
Yeah.
And they win the game.
All season has been like that as well.
And even like you said, like, for a bad Spurs team, and on top of that, usually he's got Son with him, and Son not having a great season as well, and he's still, I know you love, and he's still getting the 30 goals as well. That's what I'm saying. Like it's very, and Richarlison not scoring. Like he's not had a partner.
I swear Son still got like 11 goals, right?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, he had like a quiet.
Constellation high, man. It's Bobby 11 goals, man.
But yeah, Harry Kane's an honorable mention. Kevin De Bruyne, anyone? Kevin De Bruyne? honorable mention?
Yeah. I was saying, let me say this about De Bruyne, because I remember on stoppage time, you guys didn't want to include him in your halfway through the season team of the year. And I was the only one saying, look at his numbers, bro. Everyone is saying that he's had a drop off or he's not playing at his regular level. He's still putting up crazy numbers. And De Bruyne, for me, almost represents City this year, in that we have such high, lofty standards that the minute they even like go a little below them, we're quick to call them finished or they're not as great as they used to be. De Bruyne has again finished the season as the top assister in the league. He's finished the season extremely strongly. He's scored in almost every single big game in the league. He still had an exceptional season, but because he's Kevin De Bruyne, we view him differently when he doesn't reach those sky-high expectations we have. So for me, I think he's been brilliant. Player of the season, though, I would even say Odegaard at Arsenal would have been my one.
Well.
Yeah.
I feel like with KDB, I feel like this is the first season over the past 5 years, is if he doesn't play, it doesn't look noticeable compared to what it
To be
was.
fair, I think it's been like that, though. Remember the year Gundogan went
This
crazy?
year has been more noticeable.
More because of the system. No, bro. Alvarez.
Now they've got a system in place they can swap anyone out.
No, but I always thought De
I think-
Bruyne, to be honest with you, you could take him out of the team and like, okay, he gives you individual quality, but the system can still survive. I always thought that, to be
No,
honest
but
with you.
I always felt like previously City's fail-safe was always like, if our tiki-taka moves aren't working,
Give it
to De
KDB.
Bruyne, he'll sort something out.
Yeah, it's true.
This season, they've almost moved away from that, where they've said, you know what, we can afford to kind of take you out, and the system is what keeps it going, whether it's the back three, the two, the midfield, whatever. But I agree. I think the role change is probably why we don't see him as prominent.
He's
in
more
the
of a
City
forward
team.
now.
Yeah, he's more of a forward now, more final third. But I don't know if player of the season, if that is enough for me. I think Odegaard's an interesting one because I thought he was in contention, but then the way the kind of season petered out and in crunch time, he kind of faded away. Him and KDB kind of swapped places for me in that third and fourth.
Yeah. Of course, I think if Arsenal had won the league, I think we would be saying Odegaard right now. To be fair, Haaland will still be because Haaland still
be in
be.
contention.
I think
That's
that's
what
the
I'm
thing with
saying.
Arsenal. Like, you have to break their season almost into 3 sections because I think for the first third of the season, there was a player of the year. For the second third of the season, there's a different player that kind of led you guys. The final third, it's maybe been Martinelli. Maybe throughout it, I would say Saka. Even though the last few weeks hasn't been great, I would still say overall he's probably been your best player. So yeah, you got a few different ones, but
I mean, that leads us perfectly into the next category because next one's a young player, and Saka obviously qualifies for that. Haaland also qualifies for that, but I didn't want to put it. Haaland actually won young player of the year
I
and
think,
player
I
of the
think
year.
it's unfair.
So,
You've got the
exactly.
big boy award to stay out.
That's what I'm saying. Like, but
I say let's exclude him out of this one.
yeah, for sure. I didn't have him as my young
someone
player.
else.
I didn't have him as my young player because I know he qualifies, but
put
there's
him
no
there, but we
point.
can talk about someone else.
Yeah. Oh, you had him for both.
I mean, he deserves it.
Of course,
bro.
I know, but like I don't want like.
I took him off. Yeah, I took him off.
Yeah.
I took him
So
off.
who did you have?
I had William Saliba.
Interesting.
And I say that because first half of the season, easily, arguably best centre back in the league, him or Lisandro Martinez. You could argue. Personally, I had Lisandro, but I think you could argue there. I think then second half of the season, I felt he still came back good, but then when he went down with that injury, you could say maybe he wasn't there, but you felt that absence, and I felt like that is almost a big indicator of a team, and I felt like a lot of Arsenal fans were trying to use that excuse or whatever. You can say it's one of the reasons why things went wrong.
We were conceding though when he was playing as well.
Of course, and he even made some mistakes as well that led to 1 or 2 goals.
He had a great
game.
So it's like you're saying, the thirds of the season. Like at
But
the
I
start,
think
he was amazing, but he started. Then it became. Then remember, it was at the start. It was Saliba the better defender. Then Gabriel started to become our best defender.
Yes.
And Saliba was making a couple of mistakes.
I still think that in that period, Saliba was still playing incredibly well. Of course, I think, yeah. And I think for his first season, if you like, coming in, living up to the actual promise of what you were playing at Marseille, pushing Ben White out to right back permanently, let's be honest. Everyone's just forgotten that.
Yeah.
But I think now you're looking at him as one of the premier defenders in the world, if you're looking at it. And that is what, off the back of 3/4 of a season.
Yeah.
I think.
And he's only growing too.
And I think a lot of the times we tend to get lost in the forwards who score all the goals or the assists, the Sakas and Martin. It's easy to give them all the credit. But I'm looking at him and I'm like, bro, defensively, what you've brought to that team, the calm you bring, you actually feel the difference when he's not there. So for me, I had him down as Young Player of the Year, personally.
I mean, I had Bukayo Saka.
I had Saka as well.
Yeah, Saka.
Saka. If I were to go Haaland, then I would go Saka, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean...
For me, this is what I hate about recency bias. Because I think everyone's now, the last 2 months, after that international break, when you man had that 8-point lead, and you man came back from the international break, and that's where the bottle drops began, Saka's performance started to dip. That's when everyone's now remembering Saka. But before that, bro, at one point we were saying Saka's the best winger in the Premier League. Yeah. At one point, we were even saying he was the best right winger in the world. Yeah. And now everyone's now.
Now it's still this season.
It's all this season.
He had a great World Cup as well.
Great World Cup. Yeah. He was England's best player in the World Cup. But now everyone's forgetting what he's done in the past, and now just remembering over the last 2 weeks. Yes, the last 2 weeks.
It's crunch time though.
That's how everything works.
Not count.
That's how everything works. The last 1% weighs heavier than the first 99%.
But look at the football fans too. Is you're only as good as your last game.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the reality. And I think it's a combination of both.
One, he was very good in his last game.
I know.
Yeah, great goal. He had a great game. That's true.
But I think it comes down to this. Look at United. All this season, Lias was been saying that if Casemiro goes out, the replacement, the difference in quality is a drop-off. Let's say for you, man, Romero goes off, you might got Davinson Sanchez. Disgusting. At Arsenal, them man don't even have a replacement, bro. Yeah. He's the only one there.
He played all 38 games this season.
Yeah.
At 21
I think
years
that's
old.
one game. He was on the bench.
He didn't start.
Could you not say the same for Saliba, though?
Saliba?
Could you not say the same for Saliba? Because when he went out, Kivio and them man weren't filling the boots.
Well, at least they had someone to replace.
Kivio came in a few weeks after and he got
Saka's who's even there, bro?
Who's there, bro?
But the thing is the reason why I was struggling to give it to Saka, because I'm like, what's the difference between Saka and Martinelli this season? Because I've seen Martinelli turn up with the goals and assists just as much. I've seen him turn up in clutch moments just like Saka. So I found that one too hard to differentiate almost. So that's why I kind of led towards Saliba, where I'm like...
I would say go for... the reason I went for Saka, and I love Martinelli. I'm very happy to see the progress he's made this season. But I think Saka, his big game performances, I think you look at most of the big games, Liverpool, both games, Spurs, United, both games. Like Saka, I look at him this season. I was always someone with Saka that I was always saying he's a nice player, but I don't really hear the world-class shouts. I don't really see like the star boy tag. This is the first year, and maybe I'm late to the party, fair enough, but it's the first year I've personally seen Saka really take the ball in certain positions and like score goals and create chances in ways that I reminisce of like Bale or Robin. I'm not saying he's at their level, but like he's grabbing games by the scruff of the neck. And for me, the first time at that level I've seen in his career.
He was just trying to get that new contract, man.
But hey, well, he got
trying
it,
to get that
Martin did it.
You see that Wolves goal?
Yeah.
I saw that on the timeline again yesterday. Man, there's some stud roll. Yeah. I said, I ain't never seen you act like this before,
what's
bro.
that word that Cam loves? X Factor. This was the first year from Saka that I saw him like really like take that on board. And again, I always say this about Arsenal, right? I love the system. I think Arteta's a great coach, but I question a lot of the individual quality in that Arsenal team. Like when the system fails, who's going to bring you out of those situations? And this year, for a lot of that year, Saka was that guy, bro.
Martinelli not done that as well?
I think Martinelli recently, he's scoring you goals, but in terms of overall impact over 90 minutes, I think Saka is giving you a bit more. Or he was giving you.
That's the difference. Because that's why
Martinelli's like
when he said what's the difference, that's the difference. He literally said it perfectly. It is, Martinelli is getting a lot of goals. He's had this has been his best season in terms of numbers, and he's been very, very good for us this season. But that's the difference, where in the games, Saka's actually influencing the game a lot different to what Martinelli is, you know.
And this season has become complete.
Martinelli,
that cut-off game that he's now added to his game, that turn left and then lefty thing.
For club and country. See his goal against Ukraine as well. And
this season,
let's not forget too, Saka.
This season is down.
And let's not forget too, Saka all season has been double, triple teamed consistently down that flank. Because Ben White, everyone loves Ben White. I think he's good, right? But I think that, me personally, this might be unpopular. I think Saka needs a fullback that can provide him support attacks a whole lot more. I think Ben White gives you something with the inverted role, fair enough. But I think Saka is crying out for help on that flank. Because, bro, every single time he gets the ball, defenders don't have to worry about Ben White like that.
I've been saying it for months. Imagine him with an overlapping right back.
Yeah.
Bro, he will be scarier than what he actually is.
I don't think that's going to happen, though.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I think we're going to play like that weird formation with the inverted right back. I think we're going to put Caicedo there. Yeah. Put Caicedo on that. So we're not going to have that. But I think, to be fair, you've seen where it's like he doesn't need it.
He doesn't need it, but his game will evolve much more. Much more. It is what it is, isn't it?
Yeah. But I love Martinelli, man. I said this, again, maybe I'm unpopular again. I think Martinelli might even have a higher ceiling than Saka, bro. I think Martinelli, I've said it all season, he went through that rough period in the winter where people were trying to get onto him. Yeah. I personally credit it because Jesus was out, and I think he needed a lot of help on that side. But Martinelli has taken a huge leap in his game from last year.
Player. And I'm not mad at whoever has a high ceiling. They're both Arsenal players. So I don't mind. I don't have an England bias. All right, next category. This one's interesting because if you don't go for Pep, which I didn't, if you don't go for Pep, there's a lot of managers that could win this.
Yeah,
right? And this is manager of the season.
I think there's only 2 options.
I think there's 5.
I think there's only 2.
I think there's 5 names.
Hey, so what you think? Gary O'Neill?
He's in that. Gary O'Neill's in that. You got Gary O'Neill.
You don't rate Gary O'Neill.
You got De Zerbi. You got Gary O'Neill. You got De Zerbi. You got Eddie Howe. You got obviously Pep. You got Emery.
What about Eric Ten Hag?
Why? Bro, it's like loads of managers.
Nah, for me, it's between Pep and Eddie Howe.
Why are you doing that face about Gary O'Neill? The job he's done. That's how this guy's a top 6 watcher.
Nah. I said it in the last video, bro.
De Zerbi, Emery as well.
Yeah.
You know Emery?
For me, it's De Zerbi 3rd.
You don't have Arteta in your top 3 then?
You know what's crazy? Do you
have Ryan Mason? Who? I don't know. He's a manager.
I don't even know who that is.
He's a
decent stint.
Bro, get that cleaner back to cleaning cups in the kitchen, man. Come on, man. What are we doing here?
Who's your manager this season, boy?
Got man on the touchline. Come on, man. His sympathy days are over.
That's your manager, not mine.
How can you say CTE, man?
Who's your manager, boys?
I'm going Eddie Howe.
I've gone Eddie Howe as well.
I think for what he's done with that Newcastle team, I think qualifying for Europe was one achievement, like massive achievement. Getting the Champions League and to be there all season, that's the thing. It's not like they've pipped it last minute or good run of spells. They were comfortable there all season. They've beaten teams in and around them. They've had great results. They punched us up 6-1 in their ground, had like a record-breaking win. They had a cup final that they got to.
They took points of us. The best team in the league. It took points of us.
Then you look at their transfers. I feel like good signings. Isak, great coming in. Second half of the season almost felt like a new signing. Yeah. The way players have individually improved. Joe Linton.
Yeah. Jamal Murphy.
Murphy, who I saw.
Longstaff.
Murphy?
No, he's had a good season. He's great.
Did he say Jamal Murphy?
But even Dan Burn.
Who's Jamal Murphy?
I didn't say that.
He's
the third brother.
Yeah, Jacob Murphy. And then you know he's got a Twitter. He wasn't even his name. It's like
he just
what's his accusations, man? What is his accusations?
He called it live. You know, trying to say they all look alike.
They got your ass in 4K.
This is recorded. It's been recorded, bro.
This is accusations, man.
No, man.
Jamal, Jacob, same thing, man.
But I think damn.
Yaqub.
You look at that defense. Nick Pope coming into that's an incredible team he's built there. So
and then like he's obviously had Jason Tyndall as well by his side to help him get that award.
Big up Jason Tyndall.
You know what? Eddie Howe and Jason Tyndall.
They
both go in there. I'm sorry. That's not a one-man deal. That's a 2-man package.
Enjoy.
Listen, you got to give it. Everywhere they've gone, they've been together. Yeah. And I was saying it last time. I was like, yo, maybe that's the guy who's the genius.
No, of course. Everyone's laughing.
He's been with him at Burnley, at Bournemouth, at Newcastle. They even played together, bro.
He's everywhere, man.
I'm putting them both in there. Tyndall and Howe.
There you go.
I don't know Howe. What did you have? Because I don't know if you had Howe.
I got Arteta, bro.
Okay. I have Arteta as well.
Okay, so
now I would love to hear the analysis and explanation behind this, please.
I'll go first.
Because this sounds like a lot of dick riding.
For who? Arteta.
I want to hear. Who's
non-Arsenal fans.
Who's guzzling first?
According to the audience, sometimes I'm an Arsenal fan. I'm done with Arsenal for the season. I'm clocking out. My shift is over. Next season, I'm back to supporting whoever.
But you picked Arteta, so is it?
I think Arteta. Again, I look at the individual quality of this Arsenal team. Me personally, bar a few of them, I don't think any of them were really title contending level players. And I think you're going to see this next summer. Summer after that, a lot of them are going to be shifted out for much better players. So for Arteta to take a lot of these guys that, let's face it, are maybe top 4 at best in terms of individual quality, individual being the key word here, To have them on course for what was it at one point? 90, 95, even 100 points at one point. That's what the trajectory was. I think, what was it? 16-1-1 was their record at one point. Yeah. To have this group of players performing at that level against this Manchester City team who have hit like insane point tallies in the last 3-4 years, I think is crazy. I would never in my life have expected Arsenal to reach that. Now, the flip side might be, did you expect that for Newcastle? I think when Eddie Howe came in last year for Newcastle, what a lot of people don't realize is that even last season, under Eddie Howe specifically, Newcastle had the 4th best record in the league last year. So I'm not saying, I predicted them to season, when he came in, they had the 4th best record just under him. So I'm not saying that means I predicted Newcastle would come top 4, but I think the signs were really a little bit there. Like, you could have, if you were ahead of the curve, you could have maybe predicted it. Arsenal, I don't care what anyone says. I would never have imagined they'd be challenging against
anybody City. Would have said Newcastle Champions League. I think if we said Conference League, yes. If you said Europa League, you would have said, push, they could probably get there. You would have probably thought.
At the same time,
and consider what we saw in Leicester the last 2 years, where a team that was comfortably in the top 4 and then faded away. Everybody would have seen, even if Newcastle was there all year, they would have said at some point they'll fade out. They maintained
at the same time,
with Arteta.
But at the same time, you can use the same argument for Arsenal heading to the season. Did anyone have Arsenal to finish top 4?
Top 4,
let alone. But you had top 4. You had
top 4.
You had Chelsea. You had Chelsea. You had Spurs under your signings, brother. We had 2 people on here who predicted to finish first, bro.
Don't affiliate me with that.
I'm just saying.
Don't affiliate me with those crooks.
Those
people are crooks.
The majority of people had Spurs. Okay, you could say the majority of people who didn't have Newcastle then look like crooks now too, bro.
Don't try it. Don't try it. Last season, club won the manager of the year, finishing second.
There was uproar, and now we're doing the same thing again.
No, hear me out though. Club last season finished second of the year. By the way, Champions doesn't count. Yes, I know he took them Champions League, but that doesn't count into what the category is. It's like the MVP for NBA, bro. It's a regular season act. It's a regular season. He took them to finish second and won it. Arsenal, bro, that Liverpool team, every person was at their prime, man. Salah, Mane, Alisson, all-timers. Arsenal, heading to the season, who were we gassing up, though?
Okay, now you take the context into the season. You've got City not firing on all cylinders. If City, who are not firing on all cylinders, who's competing for the title?
Well, we could say
it's a wide open lane.
That's the same with Liverpool.
Liverpool, Chelsea, Spurs.
I don't know how the second place manager can be given the best manager of the season.
City was still getting the same amount of points they were getting over the last few years.
Then it should be Pep. Then if it's based on if the second.
I'm trying to hear you lot say Pep. If it's not Eddie Howe, Arteta.
Voter fatigue.
Pep is at least. Nah, bro. For me,
voter fatigue.
What do you mean?
Voter fatigue. We're tired of giving it to Pep.
Someone
else.
This is what you like.
This is the LeBron MVP.
This is how LeBron 100%. Pep for me should get it. If Pep doesn't get it,
you're right. He's getting the LeBron treatment, bro.
Arteta. Where have you got Arteta
For me,
he's getting the LeBron treatment.
City. I think everyone predicted City to win the league. They've won it. They have the best players. They didn't even have their craziest points tallies.
Pep's done.
When you do this pre-season,
you're right. My fault. Because
I've
been the one who said this is one of Pep's greatest.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Pep deserves it.
You're right.
Pep definitely deserves it.
Yeah, that switch up was
crazy. No, I have to be fair.
Crazy.
Reality king.
I have to be fair.
Reality. No,
I was one of the people saying it's one of his best.
Pep has built a whole new system, and on top of that, he's had to compete with this Arsenal, who obviously, like, bro, first half of the season we had 50 points after 19 games, which is almost a perfect record. We had 1 loss and 1 draw, and Pep's had to compete with this Arsenal team whilst also tinkering the system, and bringing in the Rico Lewis and putting John Stones in DM and all that stuff, and still win the league. And bear in mind, 8 points behind as well.
Okay.
Stayed calm and won the league as well. And won the league with like 3 games to go. Cool. 2 games to go, whatever it was. Pep deserves to win this. Facts. Right, and if it's not Pep, I'm giving it to Eddie Howe.
Hit me out. Okay.
Then Arteta.
The same way you man are now saying Pep this, Pep that.
Arteta, De Zerbi, Emery, Gary Neville.
Can we give... Hold on.
The same way you two are saying Pep, great season, Pep this, the system, Haaland, this and that. All right, why are we not complimenting Arteta for competing with it till game week, 33,
100%, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
No. Arteta being in this conversation is based off that. Arteta being in this managerial of the year conversation is because you took City all the way here and you failed at the end. Don't worry, Arteta. Pat on the back. Here's a nomination for you.
Come on, man.
To win it, you're ludicrous.
You can give all these shouts though, but the one I haven't heard is Eric Ten Hag, bro. And I don't care how much you guys laugh all you want. You guys can laugh all you want.
That ain't it, y'all.
ain't it.
That ain't it, yo.
Go. You guys did your early season predictions.
Hey, what a
right?
yank is talking. Like, hey, get out.
This is the same. This is the same. When an Iraqi speaks, he'll tell you that United will make top 4 by keeping Ronaldo. What did we do? We sold Ronaldo and he made the top 4. So when an Iraqi speaks, shut the hell up, man. How about that? Shut the hell up, man.
He's using my line. He's using my line.
Hit with your own move.
What's my move? Hey. Step back free.
Fair play.
But no, listen, Ronaldo technically played. Technically, he did.
I don't know about
that. You said if they keep him, not if you just plays.
I said
Next category, please. Next category.
I said
Next category. Next category.
I said
We'll be really quickly. We'll move on. Probably move on quick. Signing of the season.
So we're not saying Haaland then.
I'm not saying Haaland.
No, but if we don't,
No.
if we don't want to do for young players,
Same.
The same thing we did. Haaland is too easy.
So I got Haaland down.
Okay. Look, the easy decision is guaranteed. Lock Haaland.
Yes.
I want to hear your second.
Oh, I didn't have a second. Okay, let me.
I got my second.
on.
Let me
So now, can I go?
It's easy. For me, it's easy.
Go on.
For me,
I hope we got a green line.
We should all three of us.
I think so.
For me, he plays for his team.
Yes, sir. What? So
Did he play for your team?
yes, sir.
For me, he plays for his team, bro.
You mean the guy who got suspended for 8 games and almost
Yeah,
cost us?
Okay, the same guy. Take him out. United would.
What did he cost us?
No, in those runner games.
Yeah, what did he cost us?
When
Get us our ex.
you mean when they were talking about they were outsiders for the title, and then all of a sudden they're scraping for top 4?
There was one point where you thought you were the title race.
Outside title race. He was talking about,
Anfield's hype.
Yeah,
man, we coming for you guys.
he was giving it all that, and then Casemiro got suspended for 8 games, and they.
What do I sound like a Muppet, bro? This guy's talking about me like I'm Kermit, bro.
I'm sorry. That was bad. But then they fell away, and I literally said, I blame Casemiro for that, because you're an experienced, seasoned vet coming in. One of the whole improvements under United, I'm not denying it, was him coming in. That whole clean sheet record is him, Lisandro, Varane, not De Gea. But then you cost your team when you're one of the key pieces and most experienced players. How many times did he say this season, if Casemiro's not there, the drop off is what? Miles off. Yeah. So why are you going to go and do a silly foul? Did you see the foul against Palace?
Yes.
Did you see the foul against Arsenal? Needless challenges. So I'm sorry for that. I can't say signing.
Who's your signing this season? Is it Botman?
Pound for pound. When I talk about this player, what he's done for his club. When you talk about a player who's dragged his team to achieve their targets, Morgan Gibbs White.
I agree 100%.
When you talk about start of the season, when you heard that fee and you saw number 10 given to him, you looked at it and said, what are these man doing?
Yeah, that's true.
They don't know how to spend money. And then what we saw this year, one of the best number 10s this season, I'm sorry. That boy is a baller.
Yeah,
he is
really
destined for something better than Forrest, for sure. But the way he's coming, pound for pound, when you talk about a player who's dragged his club, big games for Nottingham Forest.
Bear in mind, there's a point where Nottingham
Deciders.
Forest, the people were like, they made so many signings for no reason. They're gonna get sacked. They're gonna get relegated. They're gonna.
And
be
guess
done.
what? When the summer moves were happening, Jesse Lingard came in.
Yep.
He was meant to be the light-skinned number 10 superstar coming from United. Gibbs White said, hold bench. This is my job.
Yeah.
And now he's that's his team.
Gibbs White for me,
He's the franchise player. All the other man, you're interchangeable.
Gibbs White
And Brennan Johnson.
Brennan Johnson, he's been on the bench recently, bro.
That's what I noticed.
Gibbs White, I said it. He's the biggest surprise. Like, I owe him the biggest apology this season.
I think we all do. When we saw the fee, I
yeah,
mean,
we all
we
laughed
said
at
the
the
same
fee
thing.
in general. He's coming off Wolves' bench, and people are. I think they were saying yesterday, if you watch like the England youth setup, he was a big player, a big part of that team. But I was never watching it. I just saw this kid who was on Wolves' bench. You never really see him often. They broke the record for him, and him and Awoniyi up front, they have dragged Forest in this kind of crunch period. So big shout to them, but I think you're downplaying Miro's impact on the team.
Whoa! Listen, I've agreed with you, but don't force it here.
Hold on.
I made a good case there tonight.
Don't
I
force
made a
it.
good case
Like the
there.
nickname.
No.
But I don't know what he said.
Miro, hi, man.
Hold on. Hey, I let you have Cassette. The last 8 years were yours, bro. The next 5 are mine. How about that? Miro, hey, he's been unbelievable, bro. I keep saying it. No player in the Premier League has more of an impact on his team when he's there versus when he's not than Casemiro, bro. Fact. You can't name me another player that you take him out of the team keeps that level like him, bro. You look at him this year, and that's why I even brought up Ten Hag, because I think it's so easy what people are doing now. Oh, United, they finished where they should have finished. No one had them in third, bro. No one had them on the cusp. Okay, this guy fluked his way into a result.
I did.
For real.
I had you lot third.
I had to look back at my predictions.
Casemiro, Lisandro, and Anthony, and I was like, yeah, this is an improvement.
But you had Chelsea in top 4.
I didn't have us top 4, remember?
Top 4.
So after the first 2 games, you saw Brighton, you saw Brentford.
Yeah, I wasn't full of it. I said
Wow,
by December,
fair enough.
Ten Hag will have his identity in. And you lot looked so much
Fair enough.
Speaking of the first 2 games, Casemiro, in my opinion, had the biggest him moment.
Oh, when he said, yeah, don't worry, I'm coming to save you guys.
Hey, I'm coming to fix this. And look, he's fixed
This is
it.
the thing with Casemiro. You bring up Casemiro's impact on United's defense. Fact. He's part of that spine that defensively, bro, they're a problem when they're all fit. The thing with Casemiro, though, is, and Faisal might say, oh, I've seen this in the past because I've been watching him for longer, but me personally, seeing Casemiro the way he's played this year, I've never seen it before. Because he is playing at such a high level, all 3 phases of midfield. Defensively, he's a boss. We know that. He's kind of playing that, he's passing the ball in midfield. And then in the final third, he's even sometimes our biggest goal threat from midfield. He's creating chances for other players. This season, Casemiro has been the ultimate all-action midfielder, bro. Box to box, bro.
The passing, the diagonal passing, everything, I've seen that.
Yeah.
The only thing which has allowed him to become a bit better, in my opinion, is the green light to be in the final third at all costs.
Yeah, facts.
No matter what time it is, no matter what possession it is.
Bro, the way this is crazy, right? The way we wanted Paul Pogba to play the last few years, Casemiro has played like that, bro. Dominating games, bro.
Facts.
Boss.
Yeah.
That's all I can say about him.
I mean, listen, we had
Didn't
some
he
good
have
shots as
one
well. Go
year
on.
like
Go
that? I
say
was
that.
going to say, didn't he
Yeah,
have
they
1
did
year like that?
16, where he scored that
Well, he scored like a
bad
couple
goal against
of
Napoli.
goals, I remember.
Against Napoli, yeah.
But nah, but this
And the
season,
Champions League final
this
season
season,
is
it
different,
seems
though,
like he's scoring a lot more than usually. But there's some good shots, obviously, because I had Haaland, I didn't have anyone. But I'm going to add some more honorable mentions of like duo signings. So Newcastle's Botman and Isak both deserves big shouts.
Isaac,
Yes.
Isaac has been
I
good.
don't.
No, but
Isaac's
don't-
very
even-
good.
It's
even
the second half.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
the
Pope,
full
Huh?
season.
And Pope as well. Nick Pope. Yeah, to be fair, a lot of players. And Arsenal's Jesus and Zinchenko as well, because drove us second once, and I keep going back to the whole of.
I agree.
No one predicted us to come second, having a title push. Zinchenko.
That one kind of
You know,
smells still.
helps you for sure.
Zinchenko and Jesus as well.
Smells still,
Really?
Sharks, I can't lie.
Really?
Jesus, I would have, but too many big chances missed. Too many games where I
BCM.
looked at him and I was like, yo, you could, BCM, born chasing mafia. But he missed way too many big chances. And especially in the crunch time running, that was when I felt like, oh, okay, Nketiah in the room. He had his face.
Yeah.
Now you're back. Now you're going to show us why City should have played you in the 9. And he actually went missing. So because of that, I said, bro, this next season is a make or break year for your career.
Yeah, for sure.
Genuinely. Like,
For sure.
next season, he needs to show he's
We've
a
got Champions
gun
League
man.
now, so he has
But
to.
next season, he's a right winger.
We've got
bro.
Champions League. Yeah, that's the thing.
Slap
This
the
is
right
the
wing.
fit. But I like that though. I want that though. And I want a bad boy striker. But we're going to move on to the next one. But before we do a couple more honorable mentions for teams that aren't just the big teams. We did for Morgan's White. But Andres Pereira for Fulham maybe gets a shot. He's had a very good
Painha
season.
for
Hey, my boy.
Palinha as well. Very good shot for Fulham. And
I told him early the season, before the season started,
Palinha.
before the season started, I said the person to watch out for is Palinha. I even said it. Watch it in 2 years, top 6 move.
He identified a league winning.
Exactly.
Portuguese national team would be any good.
And one more.
Wow.
Hey.
I knew by you want to say, oh, yeah, I didn't say it. I thought I knew.
My text are like Drake songs, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Drake songs. Two more.
It takes on one dance and hotline
The
The Drake songs are one dance and hotline
That's
bling,
what
bro.
I'm saying. Most Drake songs hit straight away. And 2 more left backs, Moreno and Estupinian as well.
Yeah.
Very good signings.
Yo, 18
Very
million
good sign.
Estupinian.
Very good signings for both of them.
quality.
And like I was saying,
but
the
Anibal
amount they sold Cucurella for and what they signed Estupinian, that's great business, man.
Upgrade.
You know what I mean?
The
That's
upgrade is
great.
crazy. Upgrade is mad.
That is great. What
Very
they're running there at
upgrade,
Brighton is amazing. Next topic. So next 2 have overachievers and underachievers. So overachieving club, a few clubs can get there.
I got one. I mean, that's a lot, but I picked my main one is what you had. You mentioned earlier was Newcastle.
Newcastle. I had Newcastle as well because of obviously the Champions League and everything. But there's a
And
few
what-
other
what-
clubs. That can
And
get
what
there.
made that run a bit more special, in my opinion, is at one point in the season that they were drawing, bro. At one point they could barely win, bro. They were drawing like 5, 6, 7 games in a row.
Bro,
Everyone falls like, oh, cool.
Emery had one of the best records in the league. It was Pep, Arteta, and Emery had the best 3 records from when Emery came in till about like last few weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But do you know what, though? I didn't give it to Newcastle. Why are you looking like that?
Emery.
I was mad confused.
You
was talking about Eddie Howe.
In my head, I was thinking about Villa, so I thought you said Villa, so I was like, let me get my Villa point across. But then
I always got overlap this guy.
I was like, Emery. I was like, what? Did I say Emery?
Because I was gonna say Villa, but in my head, I thought you said Villa. Go on.
I didn't have Newcastle though, even though I had him for like manager of the year. I put Brighton.
Yes,
because I think in terms of like what your targets were, I think Newcastle, the target maybe was just outside of Europe. The fact that they got Champions League but I think Brighton, nobody expected them to get Europa League. And I think even if they finished top half, you would have been like, that's a very good season.
Especially with
Potter usually used to finish 17th, 15th with all this XG stuff. So it was like, they were relegation hoverers, if we're really honest. But now, secured Europa League and in the FA Cup semi-final, everybody forgets as well, where they could have, should have maybe gone through to the final.
On top of that, with all the backlash that
De
Zerbi got was soon as saying, "Oh wait, why did they get him out of nowhere? They should just grab an English manager."
They felt like when they got rid of Potter, it was going to be a downgrade, and if anything, it was more of an upgrade.
By far.
It's the XG with end products. How about that? Like we'll actually.
No, in fact, even the way they're playing is better, which is crazy. Potter, they were playing really well, but bro, their build up is crazy.
Bro, he has one of his centre backs, and he says the minute that attacking midfielder moves, pop it left and go there, boom.
But I know we're not talking about. I know it's not a manager category, so it's the club as the overachievers. But do we think it's more about everything upstairs and how they've run the club more than just what the Zerbi's done or what Potter's done? Because now it's like,
but you got to remember,
amazing business, amazing running of the club.
Potter took away a lot of what made them great as well with him to Chelsea, like their recruitment team, the kitchen staff. He took it all with him to Chelsea. So everything that's being done this season is almost them building it with De Zerbi this season again, if that makes sense. So I think that for me just tips it a little bit over Newcastle.
So Brighton, we've got Newcastle, anyone else?
Arsenal
obviously overachievers, yeah.
Yeah, they are overachievers. Crazy, bro.
I'm loving, man. Just get the shirt out, man. Take it off and give it to him.
Did we not overachieve?
Overachieve, yeah. You lost some
He
bruises,
literally spoke about our squad and how our squad...
This guy's such a hater, bro. I'm telling you, bro. He just hates Arsenal. He hates Saka.
He literally spoke about...
He hates Jesus.
I think... Yeah.
You're expecting this guy to give any credit to Arsenal? You're out of your mind.
It's obvious.
He literally spoke about this. Yeah, it's that obvious. But you're right, so it's a great shout. I mean, the squad we have, how you spoke about...
From 5th to 2nd.
The squad we have...
3 positions.
Yeah, but look, Arteta, what experience has he got? The squad we have...
champion, no?
But I'm saying, his first job management, he's only been a few years in. 8th, 5th, and now 2nd.
3rd year, come on. This should be the year your training
win
wheels
the league
come
already
off.
straight.
This should be the year your training wheels come off. You should be seeing your full flex as a manager, your vocabulary.
And we have. Look.
Well done.
This is
expected.
I know that's not a Pochettino fan.
Champions League top 4.
Well, Conte started the season. Champions League top 4. Conte started the season. It was expected to finish higher than us.
Listen, a title challenge isn't a trophy.
So if you're expecting to get the overachiever category.
I know a Pochettino fan's not talking about that, by the way. Huh?
Hey.
I know a Pochettino fan ain't
real
talking,
manager
bro.
as well. Pochettino.
Hey, listen, he's at Chelsea. He's at Chelsea now as well. Hey, uncomfortable conversation.
Okay, let's move to underachievers. I think this will be nice and quick.
There's a lot of them.
I think there's only one.
This is easy.
Easy answer for this one.
I've got one, and if
There's 2.
I've got 2.
There's 3 for me.
I've got 2. I've got the main one. I think everyone's got Chelsea.
Yeah.
But Leicester.
Yeah, I had them too.
Actually forgot about it. They were so obvious, I forgot about it. That's how it was.
No, but you guys already didn't bring up the other one, Liverpool.
Yeah, but when
but
Chelsea
for
made
you,
us
because you
forget
had
about
them as
them.
top
Even
defenders,
if you had them top, bro, Liverpool, the last 5-6 years under club, to go from that to 5th, and they were like lingering in 12th, 11th at times.
I was one season a couple years ago.
And they still finished 3rd. And
You know,
5th
the
is
thing
crazy.
with Liverpool, I always expected there was going to be a stagnation year with that core that they had. And I always had the feeling they was going to have that Jose type year where they just drop off. This was the year, as I expected,
and
to
with
be
the
fair.
departure of Mane.
Mane, yeah.
And they played every game last season.
I felt last year it was almost, in all honesty, I felt like they gassed out and maximized.
I get that, right? For me, okay, that's excuse for not challenging for the league. Fair enough. But again, let me rephrase this. They were, again, lingering in 12th, 11th, 10th at points
For a lot of the
season,
season,
bro.
I do.
They were neck and neck with Chelsea at points this season.
But then
bro.
again, they had that nice little run.
They had the nice little every eats part of the season. They feasted
They
off that.
made you
Salah
scared.
conversations that player of the season. Oh, is he?
I got good numbers.
Yeah, well, Werner,
They
if you
made
guys
you
remember
scared for a
Bale and
second.
Werner a few years ago, bro. They finished on 12
yeah.
goals, bro. I think 11 of them were in the last 5 weeks.
Yeah. Everybody eats time of the season.
Bro.
Hey, that's when you gassing up Paqueta, though.
We were hungry.
Yeah.
I got him! You see that?
Everybody eats hard this season, B.
Everybody eats and we were starving, bro. How about that?
But we got him.
Starving. Who are the other shouts? Leicester, you said there was one.
Leicester. The fact that Leicester were back-to-back top 4 competing, I think everybody saw them as the best of the rest, if you like. For this season, relegation.
It's crazy.
Man, and the thing is, it's not even like you were flirting relegation from game 1.
Yeah, from the start.
Like from the
And
start.
for them to sack the manager that they had and bring that bummy guy in, expecting him to make something happen,
Bro, he literally
alhamdulillah happened to you guys. Alhamdulillah happened to
Didn't
you
he
guys.
get relegated? Didn't he go to Norwich?
You deserved it.
Same thing, bro. 2 relegations on his CV and back-to-back
Enjoy
years.
championship.
Really saved him from 3, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
VAR, to be honest, saved him from 3.
Facts. So West Ham were the other one for me. I think West Ham back-to-back 6th place finishes. I know everyone's talking about Conference League final, but it doesn't paper over the cracks over this season.
Deep in Europa last season.
They were deep in Europa, and then
right?
this season they were fighting bottom 6 for
I
most
hear
of
you,
it. To
definitely.
be fair,
But then again, this is why I go back to Liverpool, bro. Competing on all 4 fronts, then go to 5th. That's a huge underachievement, bro. That's a huge fall off. So
it's not a huge.
that's a massive fall off.
Regardless, the answer is obviously Chelsea.
Yeah,
I would say
Chelsea or
Chelsea
Leicester.
or Leicester for me
Like,
are the 2 front runners.
But
Yeah.
I think Chelsea.
Can I ask you a question? Forget them 2 for a second.
Okay, they're not here.
Who do you think?
He wants to have his own podcast by
Nah,
himself.
we forgot about you guys. You're not
Yeah,
here.
why
You
are
told me
you,
to
bro?
forget.
No, we're not here.
They're not here.
Who do you think hate? Do you think
The camera's on us. You guys have to kill her.
Do you think Fuad hates Arsenal more, or this guy hates Liverpool more?
Oh, who's got a bigger agenda?
Yeah, because I feel like slowly and
You ever said
slowly.
Emirates hype?
Nah, I think Fuad or Arsenal, man. Today's been
Fuad is definitely Fuad
despicable. The battle has been
You
hated.
think so?
He's not let us get one thing
Why are you
today.
here, bro? Shh.
He's not let us get one thing today. Every topic we go for an Arsenal player or an Arsenal manager. He's not let us get
Trust
it.
me. But this
You know?
this guy mentioned Liverpool's name like 3,
Yeah,
4 times.
yeah.
But Liverpool though. But Fuad, you forget Liverpool. What can we get, man?
Hey, there's hate flowing through my body, bro.
Oh man.
All right, let's go to the next one. We've got a couple left. Next one is flop of the season. Player.
Flop.
For me, it's a pretty straightforward one, and
For me,
as a guy who owns this guy at my club, I have to
Yes!
put a word
Oh, wow.
and say Richard the first and hopefully the last.
Damn, no offspring.
Richard Arnson.
Please. No,
no, his name is Richard. I can't lie.
Deep.
Richard. Rick.
Ricky, Richard, Birdman, Flu Man,
Birdman.
foot and mouth disease, whatever your name
You say
is.
flu man is crazy, bro.
Bird flu, whatever your name is.
Bro, I think they missed Carlos Vinicius, bro.
At least Carlos Vinicius scored.
That's what I'm saying.
Mbappe.
At least he gave us something.
Like,
At least he gave me
he
a
was the
moment.
real Brazilian player.
Hey, bro, Richarlison gave you one moment, bro. And then what? 2 minutes later.
No,
it was crazy.
Please, man. Do you know what it is?
Nah, but he's
Do you know
scored
why
in the
the
Conference League,
angle
huh?
with Richarlison
Scored in the
is
conference league and cried.
Nah. Do you know what the angle with Richarlison is? Is I was so against this signing. I was like, yo, this guy for me is not gonna improve us. We signed him for 50 million plus
60.
10. No, 50 plus 10. The add-ons, yeah, 60 million. And I said, yo, this is crazy money for a guy
Isn't that
that's
similar to- that's Haaland's
scraping relegation.
Price, right? Did I say this?
Bro, my mind was going in. And guys are trying to tell me,
Uncle.
Why
no,
not?
Premier League proven, Premier
Why
League
is he so
proven.
valuable? He goes for so much, you know.
I don't get it. He's bamboozled Everton, Watford, and us. And
He
I
almost
said,
bamboozled Barcelona.
you know what he does?
And Everton rejected it.
Every
starts in
fan base,
Brazil.
and he's hoodwinked Spurs fans as well.
He was going to
does a-
R9 during the World Cup, by the way. Huh?
This. I'm getting to it. So I'm like, yo, this guy's a dud. He ain't. He scored in his Champions League debut. I remember, and he went to celebrate with his parents. I said, yo, it's a wholesome moment. I can't hate on this brother. I gotta support him.
Facts.
Lo and behold, who walks into my Rolex store the next week? I was like, oh shit, yo! You know what? Let's squash this. Boom, boom, boom. Next thing, 27 game goal drought. I said, my brother, I got the fakest stocks ever. I said, nah, get this brother out my club. I'm sorry. Under no circumstances can he even stay next season in my eyes.
Surely not. Yeah.
And
And you're gonna lose money.
and the World Cup, the World Cup, I predicted it because he was in a 10-game drought when the World Cup came. I said, watch, the World Cup, he's gonna bank. He's gonna do some stuff because everybody's around him. They just tell him sit in the box and score. Then he comes back and he went from Richarlison to, as I said, Richard.
Richard Arlison, yeah.
La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. We saw for the rest of the year.
It's crazy.
And then every time we get an offside goal, shirts are coming. I'm like,
bro, he's had more yellow cards and taken shirt off than actual scoring goals. Than actual scoring goals.
nah.
Oh my God.
The guy is, for me, one of the worst big money signings in Premier League history.
100%.
I don't have anyone different.
I have someone different.
Does he have butterfly tattoos on his neck or no?
I don't think so.
I'm trying to think. Does it say talent ain't enough?
Who's? Oh, Mudryk.
Oh, I thought you were looking at Anthony.
No, yo, come on. I ain't got that.
I was like, yeah, I know he's a hater.
I'm a hater. I'm not a hater. But now Mudryk, I considered a lot of Chelsea guys. Mudryk, Sterling. I even considered João Felix, to be honest with you, because although look, Chelsea's situation is bad and he's probably not been the worst. I think when you actually take into consideration pedigree and like what the expectations were when this guy came into the league, we expected João Felix to be like, yo, he could go to United and change their season. Arsenal change their season. But you know what? I don't think he's been bad enough, to be honest with you. The one for me that's the worst signing this season is Cucurella. Bro, to spend 63 million on this guy when they already had Ben Chilwell. Yeah. Now they have Lewis Hall who looks better than him. They're talking about this Maatsen guy who's out on loan too. And Chelsea fans were telling me, oh, we need Cucurella because he can provide depth at left center back, left back, and left wing back. He's ass at all three of them, bro. So congratulations. You got a body in all three positions, bro. He has been horrible defensively, offensively.
Yeah. I can't lie, with some fans, even though the person is shit, they will still believe. They still got hope. And that person turning good. But Chelsea fans, they've all given up.
Yeah.
Every single one of them.
You know, West Ham fans, they were doing it similar. And in fact, I would put him in this list too. Carrere. When they signed Carrere, they're like, oh, we're signing a German international from PSG. I was like, if you've seen Carrere play once in your life, you know he's a mid, bro.
I agree. But you know what? Speaking of West Ham, Scamacca, bro.
Yeah, he's been poor.
Them were telling me he's the mini Zlatan for a second.
Oh, yeah.
A mini Zlatan with the tattoos.
My boy's not in these conversations anymore. I evaded it.
So lucky.
I sneaked my way out of it.
But I agree. Scamacca's
with the tattoos,
and I thought in the
45
summer, I'll be
million.
honest with you, physical, big striker. I thought, yeah, he's going to come in and do damage.
And what's worse, they signed the wrong Sassuolo striker, bro. They should have gone for Raspadori.
What's the team?
Huh?
What's the team?
Sassuolo.
Who?
Sassuolo.
Who? Sassuolo, bro.
Sassuolo?
They play the same league as Spazio.
Oh, try it. That's a big one.
It's Sassuolo.
Sassuolo, bro.
Sassuolo.
Who's Sassuolo, though?
Zulu. Why are you involving the South African Zulus? You're calling...
Bro,
I've not heard how he says sporting, like the sporting team.
Sporting club.
It says sporting Lisbon.
Lisbon.
Yo, we need...
Well, I said Lisbon.
You know what we need to do? We need to do an SDS...
We need to do a test.
Literacy
We need to do a test, yeah.
Oh, Liban would fail that shit, bro.
Liban as well.
Pronouncing difficult...
Michael Jordan B.
20 minutes. Just that.
He's got the worst. He's got the Henri thing. That's the worst. That's the worst.
Henry, what is he
bro,
got?
Sassuolo's not bad, bro.
Sassuolo.
That's the way. That's the Arabic pronunciation, bro.
That's his reason for everything. That's the reason for everything. As an Arabic team,
told you he's a full uncle.
Is it Arabic team?
You're full on
Hey,
uncle.
go to BN Sport right now and see how they pronounce that name. Sassuolo.
It's an Italian team.
versus Juventus.
This guy's not real, bro.
Sassuolo, man. But yeah, speaking of Sassuolo, I don't care. I'm double dialing, bro. Double dial, man. Nah, listen, Raspadori should have been him. He signed 45 million for Scamacca.
Lingard, honourable mention as well.
Lingard, yeah.
Veghorst,
Tattoo high.
to be honest with you. He's alone. Hey,
Jad.
loan or not, bro. That guy has been horrible, bro. Veghorst is up there. Calvin Phillips up there.
Didn't really play.
It's not a flop.
Fabio Vieira.
Didn't really
Oh, so
play.
now you don't want to hate
Get back.
I try and get on your
Nah, but
side.
for flop, it's
Fabio
gotta be-
Vieira, I like Vieira now. I'll be real shit. I can't lie to you. I feel like Arsenal fans are harsh on him. I'm like, yo, let him get some kilos, man.
I just want to throw people
He needs a preseason. He needs a preseason.
Anthony.
Yeah, Anthony, give it to Anthony. A couple more categories. Second to last one, breakout star. So this one I was looking at Morgan Gibbs White, but you had him as your signing of the season. This one I had Morgan Gibbs White, or I had Evan Ferguson as well.
Do you know the one I've got?
Breakout, you said?
Yeah.
I had someone else.
Breakout?
I had someone that played for Brighton.
Same.
Yeah.
Mitoma.
Yeah, same. That's what I had.
Because start of the season.
Start of the season, he wasn't starting, and the one game that turned everything his career around was the game against Arsenal in the League Cup. He scored that game. He went to the World Cup, still didn't start, and then post World Cup turned to a complete different person. The reason why Trossard is gone, the Serbian looked at him like, bro, I don't need you no more. I've got someone that is better. I looked at him, I don't need you no more. Haywan.
That wasn't needed.
I mean, he turned to Haywan recently. I can't lie. But now look at him now, man. Complete different person now, bro. He went from someone unknown to one of the best left wingers in the Premier League. Actually, one of the most dangerous left wingers in the world, bro. That game against Ben White, my goodness.
Even against Trent, he had a game against, who else did he have? He's torn up so many right backs this season, bro.
I can imagine him doing it against Carvajal. How did he do this?
Why do I feel like he would enjoy it as well? He's like, I want to see Carvajal get cooked.
How did he get on? How did he get on against
that Drake?
Hey, didn't he pass the Wan-Bissaka test?
That's what I was gonna say. How did he get past the Wan-Bissaka?
You know, Wan-Bissaka's a different test, bro.
Because
that's what I was saying. But how did he get on?
Like first, Wan-Bissaka locked him up.
He did the first game.
Then
he
he spun the block on him and said, "Hey."
He had a better game, but Wan-Bissaka, yeah, we packed that thing too. So
Don't get me wrong. Not many get better of him.
What are you packing, huh?
don't worry about it.
That story of him having like a dribbling thesis on dribbling has been like used this season so much. That Will Still's story, Luton Stadium, it's the same story. The stories that have been going. So it's one of them ones.
Do you think, can I ask a question about Mitoma? Just a little question. Do you think he's the top 3 most best dribbler in the world?
No.
Because I've been hearing people say
I would say
I hate it when people throw these
Messi still playing
top 3 debates or whatever.
Obviously.
When you've only been doing this for 6 months.
Yeah, no, don't be silly.
Who's the third? Messi, Neymar,
Vinny, bro.
I actually named 2 without thinking, so I can name probably 3 or 4 more.
Like. Mitoma's an exceptional dribbler, though. I think if you're making top 10, he's top 10 for me, bro.
If he falls off a cliff...
No, but we're not talking as a player, he's not top 10. Just dribbling,
what's
facet, bro, he's up there with anyone, in my opinion.
No, man.
Why'd you bring falling into a cliff? Fall off a cliff?
If he falls off a cliff next year...
Why?
He's such a pessimist,
why
bro. He wants to think
But why would you
Why we gotta enter him in top 3 debates?
No, it's not about top 3. It's the quality.
Why would you fall off a cliff?
He's still a great dribbler, no matter whether he's playing.
Why though?
Oh, I don't know. It's just such a nerd.
He's a nerd, bro.
Yeah,
it's a weird question.
It's such a weird question.
You know he loves his tables and this shit. Is he a top? Is he a table?
Hazard,
Yo, what table is he sit at?
Yeah, what table is he on?
What's the reason for SDS? It's a debate.
What table is he on?
I'm debating.
That was a bad debate.
Is that wrong?
All right, so we've got one final category, and this one's gonna be a fun one. Memorable moment or game this season.
I think me, you, and Phil's got the same game.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I think so.
I think us 3 have the same game.
I think all 4 of us.
Hey.
Memorable.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's definitely in there.
This guy thought he was gonna say 6-1 Spurs Newcastle. You're not relevant like that, bro.
Yeah,
Don't worry about that.
okay.
You said most memorable.
What, 20 minutes, 6 goals conceded?
Spurs lost.
That's about Spursy, man.
Don't remind me next season.
That's Spursy.
Don't talk to me.
I'm sure it'll happen again.
Yeah, it'll probably happen again. That's fine.
Your 2-2 Liverpool was one of the most memorable
That's
matches.
That's the best game I've seen this season.
As a great game, yeah, it definitely deserves to be in it.
It's different, man.
But I think this one is like
one
something.
game.
What was the category?
But I
Most
think
memorable.
No, but the reason why I think obviously for me it's a 7-0. The reason it's most memorable because I think this will still be remembered. Yeah, you got me.
This will be
remembered in 10 years' time.
20 years. 30 years.
Because the 8-2 Arsenal United, the 8-2 Arsenal United is still remembered now, right? This 7-0 at Anfield will still be remembered
hands down.
10, 15, 20 years down. So that is obviously gonna be the most memorable game of the year because it's gonna be remembered 10 years down the line. 20 years
And
down the line.
what made it even better? It's the week before he came on the same exact table, and he said, "Guys, Anfield hype." Forget that. Oh,
What is this?
forget that.
He did that.
7.
Did I do this?
I don't know, but
I don't think so.
Seven.
You would do something like
1,
this.
2, 3. Oh, 7.
I know how to count. Thanks, bro. This guy starts
7.
and but you
only counted
you didn't duck. You almost in the live action.
Keep going, bro. What's the Iraqi education system saying?
1 2 3
But that 7 was bad, man, and you're lucky you weren't on the watch from that day because Liban was.
Yeah, thanks.
But it's mad because we were actually
Liban
close
didn't
to
care
not
as well,
doing
man.
it because Liban
was watching the game.
The game was a 4:30 kickoff.
Oh yeah.
Or 4 p.m. kickoff, whatever. We started the watch on. Liban wasn't here. He woke up at 4:30 that day.
I remember that.
Half time, bro.
Every game. This is what he does all the time,
The whole
bro.
first half, he wasn't here, and we had to film without him. And I watched long, and the stream was bugging. There was loads of issues, and I ended the stream just before the first half ended. I ended the stream. And I was so annoyed that one, Liban didn't turn up to the watch along because obviously we got a show to run. And two, the stream was bugging that I was just not going to do. I wasn't going to come back live for the second half. I was like, I'm not going to do it. And then Liban got here and was like, let's do it. And I said, let's do it. Liverpool just scored 1-0 before we restarted. And I think Casemiro had to go disallowed. We started from second half onwards, but I was like, in my head, I was out of it. I didn't want to do it. Best decision I made was to do the stream.
Bro,
6 goals in the second half.
Any other honorable?
And Harry Panera was there. Nico was there.
Go back and watch it.
We was watching it together at Stoppage Studios, and I was watching every goal go in. And you could see him and Cam's. If on my highlight, there's a story there. You can go check his reaction. It's always after every goal goes in. How did it happen?
That's more like my voice. How did it happen? That's going to kill. What's going on here, bro?
Another one.
Go back, bro. Go back. Watch it on. I watch Liban's reaction of each goal. It's like this. Sips his water.
Yeah.
That's the water.
It's empty bowl.
It's empty.
Bro, honestly, they were asking me because I had to do the producer role after, bro. They were asking me, what was the episode? I blacked out, bro. I can't remember anything about that episode, bro. But hey, congratulations on the 6 points you got from that game. I know that had a massive impact on your season, getting you in the top 4. Congratulations, Liverpool. Honestly, what a huge result, bro. It changed the didn't they lose didn't I say they were going to lose to Bournemouth the next week and they lost to Bournemouth? Congratulations, bro. That's amazing. You deserve it.
Don't clap.
His head is still hot.
You know what I mean?
Enjoy Kazakhstan. Enjoy Azerbaijan. Enjoy Belarus.
Alphabet FC.
Hey, what is it?
Airport this way, Prague that
Kazakhstan that way.
way. Karabag FC in them, man.
Hey, there you go.
But see, speaking of that, you know what's embarrassing of what Klopp said? He said, you know what, it's fine. Next season, we still got Europe.
He said we're in Europe.
Oh my god.
He's just we're on Thursdays and not
and he said it.
Tuesdays.
And he said it a day after what Salah put that little tweet. You see that little essay? Essay. And he said it the next day.
Oh, yeah, he was like, who cares? Someone was like saying basically, no, I think he said, he's like, who cares, basically.
Well, who cares?
Salah cares. Alisson cares. Van Dijk cares.
Bro,
these guys are all like serious, like they were players at the top of their game, bro.
Winners, all time. So you're telling me you're wasting a year of Salah, who's not getting any younger. Van Dijk, Alisson. You tell them they're going to spend 1 year in the Europa League.
But this is
they didn't win the Europa League the first year he was there, though. So
they didn't
finish business. Go and get another.
They won the final.
This team, bro. You never said this about United. We would never say this about City, bro. If City went to the Europa League, and we said, they got Pep's never won the Europa League for City. He's got unfinished business down there.
No, but when you were in it, you had to go and win it.
No, but we are in a banter. We're in a banter era, bro.
Like Arsenal, when you were in it, you were trying to win it.
Of course, in all of our banter eras, bro. Liverpool were smack dab.
Didn't win it in his first year as well.
Wait.
I don't think
You! Don't forget.
He tried sneaking out of this, bro.
What about you? What about you?
Win something, bro. Win something.
Even Conference League, just win something.
I saw a tweet. Luton Town went from non-league to Premier League before you even won anything big.
I saw someone say, bro, they were referees. They were whistling with their 2 fingers last time. They didn't even have whistles, bro.
Even you, Leicester came to the Prem, won the Prem, won the.
No, they won League One. They won the championship. They got promoted. They avoided relegation. They won the league. They won the FA Cup. Got relegated. And you guys still ain't won shit. As well.
Even you went from 30 to 50, and you still not winning anything.
Shut the hell up, man.
This time we are doing a team of the season, but. I wanted to make it a bit interesting. I wanted to exclude Man City and Arsenal players because I was thinking about this and I was like, you know what? We would have a lot of City and Arsenal players in this team. I know there's obviously like other teams that are going to have some players as well, like the Newcastles, the Uniteds, but at least if we take out the top 2 teams, it could be a bit more interesting. It could open up a bit more, okay? So we're doing a team of the season, excluding Man City and Arsenal. As usual, you guys can get involved in the comments below. Give us your team of the season, excluding Man City and Arsenal. I want to know how different yours is to ours. We'll be reading your comments. And also, let us know what you think about our ones. If you think one of us had the best one, let us know. Have a discussion there in the comments. We'll go down there and we'll have a chat with you guys. So, our team of the season, outside City and Arsenal, in goal. And by the way, you can have information you want because my information is not like a normal one as well. So, I'll let you guys have information you want. In goal.
Play for Newcastle. Easy option. Pope.
Agreed.
I went for Alisson. Yeah, most saves.
I went for Pope as well, but
most saves in the league. I think I look at impact on one team. I'm honestly like scared to think where Liverpool would be in the league without him. Already the defense was very, very poor this year.
They'll be with Chelsea.
And they honestly would. are like he is a wall back there, and of course we know what he brings on the ball, all that good stuff. I think Alisson is still the best goalkeeper in the world, and I think he had a really good year, even though Liverpool ass.
Outside of them two, do you think anyone else? David De Gea would literally got golden glove.
Next, right back.
He got golden glove.
On to the next.
Okay, from your side though, what like? So is this like one of the worst golden glove awards given? Because it's not him.
I don't keep track. I can't remember who won it last year. To be honest with you, it might have been Alisson if anything. But
I think last year was Edison, huh?
I have no idea. Look,
Edison does have
but Ederson is the prime example of why I don't hold much stock in this award, because you're awarding one person with the job of an entire team. One goalkeeper does not defend for his team. In fact, in the modern game, all 11 players kind of contribute to that award. So I don't put much stock into it, to be honest with you.
So Nick Pope
for me.
Yeah, very good keeper this season.
Very good.
He's got his flaws though as well. Like he had obviously it wasn't in the Premier, it was in the cup game, but he had that sending off, which was pretty bad as well.
To be fair, Alisson has had some howlers this season.
It was in the league,
too,
wasn't it? I was in the league, but he missed the Carabao Cup final.
I was going to say, Alisson this year has had some mistakes in his game, to be honest with you. But I think this is the thing with goalkeepers, right? That's
going to make mistakes.
Every goalkeeper makes mistakes, bro.
Especially the way things are playing now. If you're playing from the back, you are.
Alisson against Real Madrid, bro.
You're about to make mistakes.
Nick Pope coming from Burnley, similarly like Ramsdale, there was those kind of questions. If they do make that kind of step up into the European places, can he be the one to kind of fill those gloves? I think he's shown he's a safe pair of hands. And if anything, he gives that defense, even though they do the job, as you say. I always think when you break that last line of defense, you want that last line of the goalkeeper to at least be able to say, I can rely on him. And I think with Newcastle's defense, if you get past Shaw, Botman, Trippier, you've got that wall still to break down.
Very tall keeper as well. Long.
The goal, man.
What I call my city is he's baby Courtois. That's what I called him.
Baby Thibaut. And this season,
I swear it's like this older than him.
The frame,
I swear it's like the same age as him.
Yeah, he's like 30. Yeah. But I mean, like in terms of like his quality.
In terms of his stature. Yeah, I get you.
But he's been reliable throughout the whole season.
That's what I'm saying. They can't play on the ball.
Hey.
I know he's improved.
Thibaut's ball playing is very good. His ball playing is very good.
Okay.
Very good. His ball playing.
But staying on,
very good.
Before we move on, you said Pope, you said Ramsdale, both coming from the lower teams. They're both Champions League keepers next year. That's going to be interesting to see. Both Champions League goalkeepers when they will literally play.
But I do think
relegated Burnley and relegated Bournemouth.
I do think Pope though. I think let's say Newcastle, if they want to sustain the way they are now, I think in a season or two, it's going to be a Joe Hart situation. Yeah. You know what, bro? Thank you for your service. You did your part. You got us to top 4. You were whatever it is.
Evolution.
Yeah, they got so much money. They got the Saudi owners. They're gonna.
On to the next guy.
They'll have Joe Hart was Shea Given, bro.
Yeah, true.
I would say the only special nomination I would also give is David Raya. I think Raya's had a really good season. I think you might see him make a big move this summer, potentially to United.
What about Steele?
Yeah, that's another one too.
But still,
I know.
Shout him out. I would give it to him, but
he deserves a shout. This guy remember tried to give him a goalkeeping lesson once.
Do you think he took it on board?
That's the one thing. His name has always stuck with me was because he tried to do. You gotta move before you jump, and I'm like, bro. Ever since that game, he's balled out every game, and I'm like,
boy, he watched SDS.
Your tips helped him.
He watched SDS, and now every time.
Got you. Oh, Juicy. Winnie. That's why they call it Lil Tank. Because I showed him that move.
You big tank now. Big tank now. You big steel now.
Ironically enough, the game afterwards, it was the same exact shot. Watch it. Same exact shot. And rather than diving, he took a step and that, bro.
Do you think in the analysis meeting they had said that instead of playing his old footage, he played SDS?
We got this Iraqi here that's he played goalkeeper in year 10, but hey.
Still.
You can see the shit from the corner and 40 yards out, but it was fine.
Still.
He only wanted to bring up Stu just so he can get flowers. Exactly. You're shameless.
Still, you're welcome, man. You're welcome, bro.
Unbelievable. But that's our keeper. We had, Nick Pope and Lias had Alisson. Good shouts. Going to the defence now. At right back, I think there's only one name.
KT.
It's his teammate as well.
Trips.
Kieran
Trippier, for sure.
Crazy as well, because me personally seeing Trippier what he is now, when he was leaving us, it was like, Trippier. Bro, literally, because it was going forward for about 3 or 4 years. He's shown going forward he can offer.
I've never heard that one. That's a good one.
Crazy.
I've never heard of that one.
Bro, it's true.
And you guys have names. You remember Jermaine Penis?
Yo.
Spurs players. Who's got us?
I don't even remember that one.
I don't remember that one.
That was crazy.
We said that when it's
That
school.
was even kind of close.
I don't think anyone's called that, by the way.
Was just me? Oh shit. Okay.
Just you, maybe.
I've never seen on Twitter that guy who was calling, it's like Fred Van Meat or whatever. They were calling Fred Van Vliet that, and they looked on Twitter. They're like, no one's ever called him this before, bro. That's your nickname for him, bro.
Fred Van Meat. Oh, yo.
Hey, Trippier, go on.
Damn.
But now, when he left us, basically, we thought he was on his last legs. Like, physically declining. All he can offer you is something going forward. And once his legs are gone, he's losing that. Defensively, he can't offer you nothing. Went to Atletico and actually
Simeone,
learned how to defend under
He taught him the
Simeone.
dark arts, bro.
Simeone,
And then has come back, and I feel like that move to Newcastle was almost him being like, I've still got something left in the tank. And I thought, all right, maybe that 6 month spell at the back end of last season, it's the new bounce, you know what I'm saying? This year, though,
leadership.
Full season.
leadership was the other thing I was improved at. I was
Facts.
like, when you look at that team and you look at who were the players actually in that dressing room, him. Gone to a World Cup, done things
League winner
internationally,
in
a
Spain,
league winner in
but a
Spain,
big league as well. To compete with Real Madrid and Barcelona, won the
and
league,
played his part.
World Cup, like I said, World Cup, gone to the finals of the Euros, semi-final of the World Cup. He's
So
experienced.
for me, as a Spurs fan, crazy seeing him do this kind of revolution of himself. Credit to him.
Set
man.
pieces.
Massive.
Expert.
He had that even when he was a
Very
boy.
It's not too much of a surprise, right? A player leaving Spurs and having success after. It's normal, right?
It's not a surprise.
trend.
It's not a
Yeah,
surprise,
yeah.
no. But what's more surprising is how much he's changed his game. That's
He's
more
becoming better.
I know you just want to say. So I'm trying to make it back to tactical. You see it? I know how you work, dummy.
Look, bro.
You ain't no damn tactical, bro.
Okay, let's move on. But on Trippier, I think even if we had Man City and Arsenal included, he still might have probably got.
Yeah.
Shout out to Trent, though. The last.
Last
2-3 months.
The whole season, the whole season.
It's the everybody eats part of the season, bro. Everybody eats part of the season, bro.
Shout out to Trent. He's still
Starving, bro.
He is still the best.
Fat plate.
He's still the best right back. He's still the best right back, man. Shout out to Trent, man.
You're the nastiest hater, Liaz. I just realized this, you know.
You know what I mean?
Nah, he's playing midfield these days, basically.
He had a great few months.
No, the last 2-3 months, he's been.
Yeah, but last
Easily.
few months, Kyle Walker when he got back in the team
Easily.
as well has been.
And to be fair, you know what? Rather than last 2-3
Ben
months,
White as well.
he's actually been
but
quite
obviously
consistent.
Arsenal out.
Post World Cup.
Post World Cup, he's been quite consistent.
Since the tactical switch from club, and now he's not really even playing as a right back. It's true. No,
Now even
since he
post
moved
World
into
Cup,
this
man,
midfield
even
position,
post World Cup, I think he's good. Just because Liverpool was shit doesn't mean he
no,
was
I
shit.
think he was a part of it. No,
You know what I mean?
no,
This
I think
guy,
he,
man.
I disagree. It's not about this guy. I disagree. I think he was.
I'm not listening to you, man.
Well, then you're gonna stay ignorant. Then fairs. Next
I'm
subject.
not listening to you, man. But blood thinks we're listening.
What just happened?
Trent was a victim of club. He absolutely
still
was,
going,
bro. This guy, you heard Trent onto the show once. Now he wants to gas him up.
Are you done? Are you done?
Let's go next.
All right, cool. I don't know what just happened. I'm just sitting
Shout out to
there.
Trent.
All right, we got centre halves now. Centre halves. I don't think anyone heard that anyways. All right.
No.
Keep it under control. Let's keep it under control. All right, centre halves now. Come on. Okay.
Easy in my eyes.
Give us your pairing, both players.
It's too easy.
Lisandro Martinez
That's one.
and Sven Botman.
That's the same two
Yes.
that I have. Unfortunately, they both play left sided, but okay.
Yeah.
Correct.
I have
Gridlock.
the same two. We all have the same two. Oh
Yeah.
wow, unanimous.
Gridlock. Now left back is where I think it will get difference, but I think with those two,
Left back, you might
Lisandro.
as well just go ahead. The left back plays for his team as well.
Yeah.
Oh, is the same?
This guy hates Luke Shaw, man. I know he does.
What plays for his team?
Like I said,
You're gonna pick Luke Shaw over Pervin Estupinian.
Stupid, Jan.
Yeah, think about it. You're gonna
guy
let
hates Luke
Luke
Shaw, you know.
Pog.
Oh, conceal. I don't want that. I don't want that.
well, because he just gave him a nickname. Pervis Estupinian has the most laughable name of all time, bro.
I don't want that. I don't want that.
That's so.
Hey, no, you know what it is? Bro, he said pork, but stuff for the mouth.
Oh my
Hey, let's go with you.
He didn't say Luke Pork. You didn't hear what he said.
He wasn't pork. I added it.
He said.
I added it.
He said.
I'm trying to help you.
Luke Pog, bro.
I added it. That's what I mean. I added it.
I'm glad his mind is clean. I'm glad your mind is.
What did you say?
Don't worry.
Doesn't matter now.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
How have we said that? No. Nice.
If you know, you know.
It doesn't matter, man. Doesn't matter.
Oh,
So who
but
do you
I would
have
say
in the show?
Estepinian at left back for
Yeah,
me,
yeah,
I
I've
think
got
has
Estepinian
been
as well.
clear.
And maybe Moreno, but he came in January.
Came
He's
a bit
been
late,
phenomenal.
yeah.
He's been
I
phenomenal.
can't lie, man. I'm still going with Luke Shaw.
Thank you.
Luke Shaw.
I'm still going with Luke Shaw.
Okay. What has Luke Shaw done this year that has blown you away?
No,
For me, he's been the same.
What
Luke
has
Shaw we've seen.
Estupinian done that blew you away?
For me, I haven't even felt Cucurella's absence.
Okay.
And Cucurella was huge for Brighton this year.
He was a player
and
of
then,
the season last
and then I look at Luke Shaw's game. There's nothing Estepinian can't do that Luke Shaw
No,
can't.
but we're talking about their seasons. We're talking about who's
And
the better
even
player.
this season-
Who's had the better season?
I would say Estepinian personally. I think
There's-
coming in first season, adapting to the league, the way performance levels you've consistently maintained, going forward defensively.
He's a great
in the
player.
back five.
But
and
Luke
I
Shaw,
feel
Luke
like
Shaw has
Hear
Luke
me
Shaw
out,
has
hear
played.
me out.
No,
Luke
hold
Shaw, I
on.
feel like there have been moments.
Nah. Luke Shaw has
moments.
been one of United's most consistent players, and when he's had to play in left center back as well, when the Sandro's been out, he's done that at a high level too, bro. United haven't missed a step when he's been there.
So we're giving centre back shots. So
No, we're doing. No, hold on. You're talking about Luke. You can do it in a back five. You can do it in
His
back
best-
three. So we're giving him shots
No,
for
no,
left
no,
wing
no.
back.
Left wing back and left back
so
are two different things.
okay, left center back.
It's the same side though. You see what I'm saying?
Left
You're
centre
trying
back
to
and left back
centre
is the
back.
same side too.
Nah. He got credit for a centre back. He got credit.
I know
for
you just
centre
don't
back.
like Luke Shaw.
Nah.
Human.
Why are you always taking pictures of me, bro?
Got his veins.
Veins are burst.
That one ain't even a bad one. I can't lie.
damn.
Nah, the Conte one was
Oh
the worst.
my
Nah,
God.
that's real hatred
Conte,
right
he had
there.
Oh
veins
my God.
I can't lie, bro.
No. I feel like when United went into that mad stretch
Yeah.
between Jan and March, Luke Shaw was the biggest performer. But it's not his fault that his centre back pairing got
He went centre back. That's not.
But that's
left
not
back.
his fault though. And the same way you're saying, oh, I'm not feeling Cucurella's absence. When Malacia plays, bro, it's a complete different world.
Malacia was a new signing from the Dutch league, man. No one was expecting him to take his place.
me,
Whereas for me, I feel like Estepinian
It's a
coming
good-
into a
it's
new
I think
league.
Luke Shaw has played better than Perez Estupinian, personally. I think Luke Shaw has been amazing this season. Honestly, I know you don't like Luke Shaw, but this
There's
year,
no-
bro.
I don't know why you keep
Why don't you
saying
like
that.
that?
'Cause I know
Why
you
do
don't
keep
like it,
saying
bro.
that.
Why though?
What evidence do you have to support this claim?
And why?
Camera, I got a lot
Please,
of evidence, bro.
go and check out my tweets. I don't even tweet about Luke Shaw.
call him Luke
Park. Well, that's just a funny name.
Why, dude?
I just think
You
he's
like him?
okay. I think he's good, but I don't think he's blown me away or anything. There was moments when he stepped in at centre back, I was like, yo, he's actually showing more variety to his game. And I think defensively, he's actually underrated in my eyes. But just because he did well at centre back doesn't mean now I'm going to give him credit at left back.
offensive
It's like
game
me
as well has
saying,
improved.
oh, let's include Ben White in the centre back discussion. He's been playing right back all
But he
season.
hasn't. That's
There was
different,
like
bro.
a month spell where he was playing centre back, surely. Because you had
Chunks,
Varane and Martinez
Chunks put him
out.
at centre back. Chunks, remember he put him at
Oh,
centre
yeah,
back for his
yeah,
thing.
in his top 10.
But Luke Shaw also offensively, his game has improved this year too, bro.
He's always been good
No,
offensively,
but
though,
this
I
year
feel
he's
like.
even getting contributions going forward as well too, scoring goals, creating chances,
Yeah.
and build up too. Luke Shaw is huge to our build up, bro. Him and Lissandro. I'm going with him.
I'm going Estepinian.
I'm on the team of Stephen.
what, 50-50?
Yeah, 50. We'll take it. What are you doing that face for?
I'm going Shaw.
I know. Why were you pouting? You were just pouting.
No.
You were just looking at just pouting.
I don't agree.
I don't agree. You were doing it.
They caught you in 4K,
No,
bro.
they did.
Recorded it.
I'm trying to change.
All right, let's go to midfield. Do you have anyone on the base of your midfield?
Yeah, Miro.
I've got a diamond.
I got Diamond as well. That's why I said the
got
other end of the
Diamond.
base. So I got Casemiro in the base, at the base of the midfield.
You're not going to be so angry at me.
Oh my god, bro.
You have Casemiro?
Casemiro in the team.
Oh my god.
Can I name you my 4 midfielders
I got Moises.
before they start doing
You got Moises. I know you got
Can I say
Moises.
that?
I got Bruno, Guimaraes,
Yeah, I got him too.
Alinia, Caicedo.
You've got Palhinha over Casemiro.
It's 3 DMs. What are you
Morgan
playing?
Gibbs White.
Saying
Playing
3
a
DMs.
diamond.
Yeah, 3 DMs. Let's go then.
3 DMs. I got
And none of them are Casemiro.
Wait, I got
Paulinho's a
Paulinho at
DM.
base.
DM.
I got Caicedo as a box to box. I got Bruno as a
G.
deep line playmaker, and then I got
This
Morgan
guy's
Gibbs White my
playing
10.
FM.
Come on, man.
This guy thinks
You know the
this guy
vibes.
thinks he's playing FM. Deep. This guy thinks he's playing
What?
FM.
You said they're 3 DMs. I showed you 3 different roles.
Box to box. Deep
Come
lane.
on.
Hey, no.
I don't have any of those
Nah,
guys in
nah,
my team, bro.
I have
Not
two
a
of them.
single one of
I have Bruno G and Morgan.
Paulinho, who you lot
Yeah, he's great. He's not better than Casemiro. Hasn't been better than Casemiro.
What was that?
You love me dick riding him every week, man. Especially him.
I like Paella.
So who do you have?
But then now he doesn't have him in the team this season.
Yeah, because I like him. I don't think he's the best DM in the league outside of the top two. Casemiro's been better. Casemiro has been outstanding, bro.
The last week or two goal is kind of...
No, I was saying that all season, bro. Don't do that with me, bro. Come on.
Wait, how
Madrid
many
bias, I don't even expect anything.
How many DMs do you think has been better than Casemiro?
I think Casemiro's been one of the best, but I've given you some solid cases here.
He's just named 3 plus Partey and Rodri. He probably thinks are better too.
See, look. Rodri for sure.
I agree with him. I told you all year Rodri was better than him, bro.
Remember when that was a debate?
Remember that one, yeah?
Yeah, I do remember that.
Hey, me and Cam in the parking lot.
Whoa.
We're arguing about Rodri.
Whoa, buddy! I don't know what you're talking
We were
about.
arguing about Rodri and Casemiro, and you were there. There was a video. You recorded it.
Wait, is that what you established time ago? Say it.
No. Hey, I can explain.
Oh, now you want to explain?
No, I don't have an explanation.
Well, we were arguing Rodri versus Casemiro.
That's crazy.
Yeah, whatever you say, bro. Whatever you say, bro.
But nah, Casemiro is the best outside of Rodri. That's funny as
Yeah, I agree. Casemiro's in my team for sure. Do you have Casemiro in your team?
Yeah. Man. You recorded as well? It's crazy.
he wanted to. I was gonna say something crazy right now.
Send it.
Okay.
I need it.
What are you Hey, this podcast.
Hey, who wanted to join in too?
Let's go. Oh, my
I just wanted to throw you under the bus. I can't lie.
Whoa, buddy. Where do we go with it?
Oh, man. All right.
Yeah. I don't have a single midfielder he has.
Okay, so who else have you got midfield with Casemiro?
I got Casemiro. I have McAllister.
Okay.
And I have Bruno Fernandes. Which I'm surprised you didn't put in.
Do you know what? He was the one I was fighting with between him and Gibbs White. And then I was like, I just feel like Gibbs White, pound for pound, has done more. But Bruno, I've been impressed with how he's changed his game. From being this kind of chaotic, but I give you something in the final third, to now I can actually control games. I can actually make the sensible choices.
Still creating
I can
chances.
play different roles, yeah, and I can be more consistent. So I love the improvements, but Gibbs White this year he's won me over, man.
I'll got him in my team as well. I agree with you completely. Yeah. So you have the 3-man midfield.
Yeah, and one thing else on Bruno too, bro. I mean, like he has been killed by United's attackers this year, bro. Honestly, there's the stat is right, and we're gonna talk about this guy later on. But Rashford on his own has outscored all of the other United attackers combined in all competitions this year. And Bruno is the main guy who's losing out on that. And I'm thinking, yo, you give this guy Harry Kane, you give this guy any of the top strikers in the world, he's a center forward's dream, bro. The guy's a chance-creating machine.
Yeah.
And like you said, now we're finally getting the efficiency in his game. Now we're getting the other sides of his game. What are you contributing to us when you're not in the final third? I think he's had a really good season.
Okay. Who's the rest of your midfield?
I've got Casemiro. I've got Bruno.
Which one?
Both.
Okay.
I got both as well. So I got Casemiro, both Brunos, and Gibbs White. That's my diamond.
Fairs.
So you both have 3-man midfields.
Yeah.
So you got
2 wingers.
2 wingers. Okay. You got 2 strikers.
I got them.
So about to say you had the same 2 strikers.
4-3-3 then. Yeah.
I feel like we've got the same 2 strikers.
Of course we have to. There's no one else we could put in there. That's what I'm saying. But okay.
I'm surprised.
Okay. Cool. Who's the 2 strikers?
Tony.
Oh, we don't have the same 2 strikers then.
Rashford.
Whoa. Wait.
What's Harry Kane?
What's Harry Kane?
Whoa! Oh!
Hey,
Man said he's the best player. Hey, no. Hey, this is the preview. This is the preview. Hey,
Tony Kane! Those are my choices!
whoa!
What's going on here?
Nah, you don't rate this one guy, bro.
Hey, no.
Evidence of it.
What is going on here?
Nah, I don't know why I completely blanked.
You're casual, man.
30 goal season, Harry Kane.
Oh my! Do you know what? I don't know why. I don't even have an explanation.
So you're taking
I just
out.
saw Tony. Well, I'm taking out Rashford. Get out of here, man.
You want to go 4-3-3 by any chance?
Go feed some
I
kids.
can't interest you in a 4-3-3.
Go feed some kids. Go and I don't know, do some dancing videos of Lingard. Or
Dancing videos of Lingard.
Yeah.
They linked up 2 weeks ago, innit?
Did they?
Yeah, they ain't.
I focus on the football, you know. I try and stay on. I focus on the pitch.
See that video? Beans. See that video?
Lingard hype, man.
Hey, but yeah, Tony and Kane, I'd go.
Fairs. The same with you then.
I had Kane and Rashford, but
Okay.
Tony, Tony's a great shout, to be fair.
Yeah, 20 goals.
For Bournemouth or for Brentford.
Brentford as well, and it's like not played in all the games as well.
Yeah,
Had a
yeah,
spell injured,
yeah.
been suspended these last 2 or 3 games. So I think massive to break the 20-goal barrier for a striker at that level.
Facts.
2 years ago, maybe people were saying he's even Premier League level.
Yeah.
And bear in mind, his goals has been against good teams.
Yeah.
City, Arsenal, Liverpool.
Yeah.
It's been some good teams.
And slotting all his penalties. People say, "Oh,
I missed one.
with penalties." Yeah, finally
Newcastle.
missed one.
But
It's about damn time.
Yeah, it's about that time.
You know what's crazy? That same game he missed, he scored straight after.
Yeah, literally.
Score the next one.
So, quality player for me, Tony.
No, I think the trio is quite simple. I think Mini's got the same. Most
Salah, my
Mohamed.
favorite player.
Rashford
My
and
favorite Salah. My favorite player Salah, Kane, and Marcus Rashford.
That's correct. Rashford, Kane, and Mohamed.
Why are you smiling after that?
No, I can't say the same thing as him. That's
Remix. I'm ethnic.
I said Salah, Kane, Rashford. He goes Rashford, Kane, Salah. That's mine, actually.
Okay, those are our teams. I mean, that went a lot faster than I thought it would.
I'm surprised.
But you know that
didn't make
start
any
11.
of yours though.
Who that start 11? Who makes the actual? Let's say City and Arsenal's in it. Who goes out?
Okay.
For me, Rashford makes it, in my opinion.
So who makes it from this into the full?
Start
Trippier makes it.
Yeah.
Rashford makes it.
For me
I'll
too.
probably go into.
I'll say Lisha makes it. Martinez makes it as well.
Kane
He's
could,
missed
if
a
I play
bit of the
a
season.
different formation. Kane could.
Yeah.
If I keep the same formation, but then
Yeah, I think that's it. Maybe you could make the argument for Shaw. That's or even a Stupinian. I think both of them could make.
you could make argument because the left back
I said
isn't.
you could make the argument.
Yeah, because
I don't
Who's
mind.
making the argument?
I think a lot of people could make the
Because
argument.
the left back isn't
This guy
solid.
loves Shaw too much.
The left back isn't
I'm
solid.
not
'cause the
liking it.
left
I
back-
give him his flowers, bro. He's had a great
The
season.
left back could be like out of Zinchenko.
To be fair, you can make an argument for Mohamed.
It's a lock.
Nah,
It's not
for
a
me.
lock. The left back's
Not
not
for
a
me.
lock.
Aki has locked that.
It's not a lock. The left back.
Aki has
Nah, I
locked
can't
that.
lie. You can make the argument for Mohamed.
You can make it.
19
but I
goals, 10
wouldn't.
assists,
I
bro.
wouldn't. He's had a great statistical year, but on the eye test, I think Saka has been more impactful throughout the season. I
Same
think.
way you said, I can make an argument for sure. I can
Yeah,
still
and
make
I fairs.
still make an argument.
I just wouldn't agree with it.
Who would you put in?
I'd go
Who would you keep in from your team into the?
I can't lie. If it's Bukayo or Mohamed,
Don't say the first names like you know them.
his name is Mohamed.
I know it's. Don't say their first names like
Yeah,
you know
but
them.
I'm saying Mohamed. That's his
And
name. no?
Bukayo.
Or Mohamed. I can't lie. I'm gonna go. I love Bukayo still. Future Madrid player, 2026. That's why he signed a 4 year.
goes up, by the way. If you know
His new San
No,
New that's why.
yeah, but it's 4 years, not 5 years.
With the release clause.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? He's seen the
Read that
progress.
contract. He's like, let me see what I can get him.
He's seen the progress. If that's not progress, you know what? Madrid, I'm coming. But I know, I think because of what Mohamed has done, I'm gonna go with Mohamed, man. I can't lie. 19
Which one?
goals.
On Nene?
Huh? No, he's something else. No, I'm gonna go with Mohamed Salah.
Okay.
Mohamed Salah.
Great.
MashaAllah, bro.
Beautiful name. Beautiful name. I mean, okay, cool. I mean, that's the shortest topic I've had in a while. But that's our Premier League team of the season, minus Man City and Arsenal. Let us know in the comments who you'd put in, and we'll obviously be back with more content in
Shout
a couple
out
of days'
Mohamed.
time.